hello everyone, and welcome to THS Wrestling News Live.
That's not how you start a wrestling show. Come on.
Well, how should I start it then? I don't want to yell. I don't want to get all the feedback that we were just having problems with about 5 seconds ago. Bring it. That hashtag show live, Cantina, Scum and Villainy.
For the dozens in attendance and the thousands.
And we have a crazy roundtable of people here. This is what I've been told is a reunion. This is kind of like getting Tully and Arn and Rick and whoever you want your fourth horseman to be. I would go with Barry Windham,
I would
honestly.
go with Barry, too.
I've got...
It's a better question. If we were the horsemen, who would we all be?
I'm Arn Anderson. Sorry, guys. That's just the end of it.
I want to take Tully Blanchard.
Cool.
Dibs on Rick. Dibs on Rick.
You got fucking dibs on Rick. You're sitting next to me, and you're taking dibs on the nature boy.
Well, if you want it, you gotta beat the man. Come on.
All right, so down the line, we got Johnny, we got Kevin, we've got me, I'm John, and we've got Joe.
I haven't been here in months. It's very nice to be here. It's just a very surprise. And I know exactly why Joe brought me back for this one-off, because I saw him at Gallifrey, and I told him, Joe, you were right about one thing one time.
I'm right about a lot of things all the time.
Do you remember what that one thing is?
Nope, because I'm right about a lot of things all the time.
It's the one time he was right. It was several months ago, and I think it's when Hideo Itami went to 205 Live on this very show in a studio a long ways away. Joe said, Hideo's not going to last a year. He won't be here in a year. And I was like, what are you talking about? He's fine. Now, he asked for his release. It's not his his poor workmanship that got him gone. He wanted to leave, but you are right. Hideo Itami has he been let go? Is he gone?
He's gone. He's returned to Noah to save that promotion. That's for a choice few people. But we got a lot to get to this week, guys. We had a big week in wrestling. And let's start off by talking about
Sean Pingle, are you The Rock? Did you just write this on your hand? Is this one of those promos where you write it on your wrist?
I was looking over here at the comments of the fine people that watch our stream.
We pay attention to you.
We do. So
We do. We care. We care.
Monday Night Raw. Ric Flair's 70th birthday celebration. Everyone was super happy. Everybody was there. Everyone was wooing. And we were all waiting for it, right? We were all waiting for Becky Lynch to beat up a 70-year-old man.
This is true.
That's what we were waiting for.
This is true.
And we're waiting for Rick to come out, and we get this great shot of a man, a large man, dragging a cameraman towards a door, and it is revealed that it's Dave Bautista dragging this cameraman, and he says, "You wait here." Goes into the dressing room, beats the hell out of Ric Flair and drags him out, and he's as red as Johnny's hat is just choking him, and he throws him on the ground, looks at the camera with his blue sunglasses and his blue nose ring.
I tell you, in April, I turned 45. I have seen everything round and round in this wonderful world of pro wrestling. It takes a lot to get a pop out of me. When I saw it was the Dave Bautista, I, alone in my bedroom watching my television, went, "Oh, shit!" It was so great.
It was amazing.
Yeah. So I saw that. I didn't see that episode until I was traveling, so I didn't see that episode until like Friday. I stayed away specifically from the spoilers of it. I had a feeling Dave Bautista was back, but you know when you they say, "Oh, this person's backstage, that person's backstage," then you forget, and you're like, "Oh shit, it's Dave Bautista!" Like this is, and it makes me excited for the match that they can have at WrestleMania, as long as Triple H can stay healthy.
You know what's funny is because he gotten so when he came back last time, he came back as a good guy, and we were like, he should kind of be a dick. He should be. Yeah. Bautista was hilarious.
Still running with that gimmick.
And then finally they turned him bad. And then over the course of that time, he's got Guardians 2. Everybody loves Dave Bautista.
A James Bond movie, I believe.
Yeah. He was a James Bond
He's in
villain.
a lot of stuff.
And I always assumed he's going to come back as a good guy, and everybody's going to love him. And man, they flipped the switch on that, and it's great.
And the best part is he's a better actor now too.
Better actor,
dude. He sold that in scene so well. He was really good.
I do want to talk about one thing about this celebration. I think in Raw personally, we've had better matches than we have had of late. But one thing that was glaringly absent from promotion from the past that's going on now is that there's 4 NXT superstars that are there, but there were 4 that were also promoted. Those 4 that were promoted, not War Machine. Is it War Machine? EC3. Heavy Machinery. Where's EC3 and where's Lars Sullivan?
Well, Lars Sullivan might be a bit of a liar, pants on fire, is what I've heard.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I think he was
So the
trying
anxiety
to...
attacks and all the things he's been saying, the mental health issues might not be real?
Yeah.
Is that not true?
I heard that he might have was trying to dodge a little test that he didn't want to take.
Oh, no.
Yeah.
In the famous words of Cody Rhodes, tactical vests are for hiding drug tests.
Yes. So that's the rumor. We all love Bautista coming back as a heel, right?
Yes.
We think no.
Okay, so here's the thing. Honestly, like watching Raw, when Bautista came out, I was excited, but here's me full transparency though. Because of like all the wrestling YouTube sites, everything that covers it, those stuff we cover, I knew Dave Bautista was backstage way ahead of time.
Right.
So when this was all going down, I was like, oh, they're setting up the match with Triple H, probably tag Ric Flair. That was not what got me excited. Honestly, what got me excited was the fact that Roman Reigns is over. Like, again, him coming back after being leukemia was insane.
Johnny, you son of a bitch. Here's the deal with this, and you know this, Kevin. Johnny used to shit on Roman Reigns all the time. I was the only one in our show in the past that would defend Roman Reigns about having actually good matches. You used to shit on that dude all the time.
What are you talking about, Joe? I don't remember this, Joe. Roman Reigns just beat cancer, Joe.
Here's the thing, though. Yeah,
just word, Joe.
Kind of like what he's saying. I was dumping on him forever, and now it just makes sense. Now I want him to do well.
Honestly, no bullshit. What are the chances that he never had cancer and WWE did this as a ploy to get him?
I'm glad you brought this up again, Joe.
Because that's actually been trending lately.
I think that is a. How do I say this to you, Joe? We've known each other for a couple months. I think that's a really shitty take. I think a publicly traded company that does a lot of cancer stuff, and they also do, oh my goodness, I'm forgetting, Make-A-Wish, thank you. They do Make-A-Wish, they do a lot of stuff. They had him go on Good Morning America. There is absolutely no way. I mean, let's be realistic. If that actually happened...
Didn't they do a Be a Star campaign for bullying? Right? Correct or incorrect?
They did.
Isn't the WWE and Vince McMahon specifically known for bullying?
All right.
Didn't they employ JBL?
Here's the thing.
Most of their roster.
Joe, I know that you take it upon yourself to take that minority view and maybe try to cause a little controversy. Maybe I should throw some he didn't fake cancer. Please stop saying he's faking cancer.
I didn't say that he's faking cancer. I didn't say that.
Wait, so Joe, tell me, to play devil's advocate right now, here's the thing, because it's been trending online lately. Like, here's the thing. Do I think he did it? Not at all. This man did not fake cancer. But legitimately, though, because of the recent Jesse Smollett thing, that guy for Empire who faked his own attack and whatnot, and the thing about this, though, it's put doubt in people's ears. Plus, let's be honest as well, it did not help the fact that they used his leukemia in their storylines. Dean Ambrose was like, he deserved to get leukemia.
I thought that was great. I thought that was awesome.
And then Baron Corbin was like, being general manager was harder than having leukemia. They've made it part of the storylines.
Yeah.
So here's the thing.
But they do.
While I know for a fact they didn't do it, the thing about it is, though, people having doubts, that was going to come up.
Here's the
It's also we don't know for a fact. I mean, it's the WWE.
Yeah, you don't know anything for a fact.
Sure.
You got to be reasonable.
100%. But Vince McMahon, if you're going to say that Vince McMahon hasn't tried to pull stuff over people's eyes, you're fucking crazy.
I'm going to go with my favorite wrestling journalist, Dave Meltzer, who tweeted out today
I saw that
something
as well.
along the lines of wrestling fans need to stop talking about cancer being a work because it makes us all look really bad.
I agree, 100%.
100%, but also
I'm going to keep doing it.
no, but also being a work are marriages, weddings, like
Those aren't life-threatening diseases.
Yeah, this is.
Different.
there was a storyline literally about Katie Vick who was in a car accident. Are you fucking kidding me?
Okay, and who believed it?
Remember Zombie Linda? When Linda McMahon was in a coma for like 3 months?
Listen,
Like, seriously, that
All right.
happened.
when
That
she came out of
happened.
that coma, it was the biggest pop at that
It did.
WrestleMania.
She got out of
At
that chair, and it
WrestleMania
was
17.
great.
And I showed that to my mother.
All right, guys.
And she loved it.
I feel like we are not going to get anywhere with this. So I'm going to say, Joe, this is my microphone right now. Thank you. We're never going to talk about that ever again because
But-
we just run around in circles every time we talk about it, and I feel like we're not going to agree on it. So this is me saying we're not going to talk about it anymore.
I agree with you, John. I agree with you.
I'm glad that Roman's back. I'm glad that he's sparing people, and I'm glad that that's about it. I'm glad he's fine.
Wait. To piggyback off that really quickly, because I agree, we're never going to talk about it again. Because obviously, he didn't do it. It didn't happen. But again, that match at the end where they came out and saved Dean, that's what made me excited. To see Roman throw
man.
Superman punches, do the woo-ha in the corner, and the crowd cheer, I felt happy for Roman. Because granted, I did shit on him, but I shit on the way that he was booked. But the way he's come back now, as long as they book him correctly, he can be a face and have a great run. But if they fuck up booking, he can be back in the same spot.
I'm going to hold the microphone like Ric Flair and talk to you guys straight up. Look, regardless of Roman Reigns, whatever, the fact is this. What do we think about Dean Ambrose? Is he staying or is he going?
That's a very good question.
Great transition. Do you think now with Roman coming back and the reports being like, "Hey Roman, you should hang out here, stay here, it's fun." Do you think now? See, that's something we could be being worked on this entire time. Do you think he was never leaving? Okay, it's a contract.
That's
Joe.
certainly a possibility. And
So,
I honestly, I don't know what his problem is.
I don't either.
I think every program he's been in since he turned heel has been interesting.
I'm with you, Kevin. And that's the interesting thing, because WWE have never really announced somebody that's leaving and then featured them on TV. I kind of agree with you on that, because I also agree that creatively, he's been involved in programs that were pretty good. So I agree with that.
I will say that, here's the thing, the past few months, the whole heel gimmick he had going, I was honestly not the biggest fan of.
Right.
But ever since they said he was leaving and all the stuff they've been doing and all the rumors that have been leaking about him not following orders, him doing his own promos now, have kind of gotten back to that badass Dean that we appreciated back in the day. So in a way, this has given him a chance to rebirth that character. In a way, they're taking advantage of the whole AEW situation.
Right.
They're saying that we can now leak or pretend wrestlers are leaving to put him in a situation kind of like what they did with CM Punk years ago.
Mm-hmm.
Now let's say he does stay. What do you do? How long do you have the Shield stay together? You got to have Roman and Seth go at it, assuming Seth wins the title, right?
I think you hold off on Roman. Look, WWE has been in a fortunate spot with Roman specifically. Nothing against his cancer, because I actually do legit think that was a real thing. I agree with everybody here that was a real thing. It just came at a very strange time. But I think that now that everybody's behind Roman, it has to be one of those things where they build him up to win a championship. I don't think that comes from Seth. I mean, Seth wins at WrestleMania, fine. But I feel that needs to be built up. But you got to look at the landscape of WWE right now. Finn Balor is on fire. Kofi Kingston is on fire. Daniel Bryan is on fire. Kevin Owens has returned. We got to make sure that Roman Reigns is ready and the fans are ready for it to accept him.
No,
I
I
agree.
agree with you. Because honestly, right now, the roster's looking really bloated because they have a lot of talented people. We talked about this earlier with the NXT stars coming up of Aleister Black and Ricochet. Johnny Gargano and Ciampa went back to NXT, but those two are up there. And then here's the crazy thing. Lio Rush is starting to get over. After that match he had with Finn Balor, where we see that potential face turn coming.
205 Live guy.
Exactly. So the cool thing about it is they're getting back to that roster of the Attitude Era. We have all this talent going on, but now it just needs to be booked correctly. They got to figure out how to utilize everybody.
Right. So you brought up Kofi Kingston. So let's talk about SmackDown. So on SmackDown, we came out and we had the contract signing between Daniel Bryan and Kofi Kingston, and it was interrupted by one Vince McMahon. And Vince McMahon came out and said, "Kofi, I don't think you deserve this. You are not deserving of this title shot. So I'm going to put somebody in place that is deserving of this title shot." And as you mentioned, out comes a returning Kevin Owens. Kevin Owens gets in the ring, signs the contract. New Day is out of their mind pissed, rightfully so. And I do like what they're doing with Kevin Owens, where he came in and went, because they had the tag later on, he's like, look, man, this sucks for you. And not like in a shitty way. He's like, look, man, this sucks because we've known each other forever, but I'm not going to turn down a world championship match. Yeah, it's ridiculous. So I do like that they're bringing him in kind of as a face, but
I will say this as well. I agree with you. For me, I'm loving the way they're booking Kofi right now.
Oh,
because
my
we all know
goodness.
from the rumored plans, it's supposed to be Kevin Owens versus Daniel Bryan at WrestleMania.
Mm-hmm.
But right now, they've low-key given Kofi this organic booking element, the same thing happened to Daniel Bryan years ago.
Yes.
Authority is coming down on him, saying he can't get this opportunity, and now he gets to be the underdog that fights back to earn it. It's
Yeah.
going to make the fan base even more on his side going into WrestleMania if they book it right.
Oh.
So honestly, I like how they're setting Kofi up. And I like the fact he didn't fight back at first, because now we get this slow burn, because we still have
Yes.
8 weeks till WrestleMania?
Yep.
So we got a lot of time to build something up.
And I think the great thing about it is a lot of people are like, oh, well, they're taking this away from Kofi. This sucks. This is stupid. All you have
It
to
is,
do,
it is.
I want everyone to go home and go on their Twitter machine and look at what every single wrestler that is friends with Kofi Kingston is tweeting. It is a hashtag, and it says hashtag Kofi Mania. So if you're mad about him not getting this title shot at, like Kevin said earlier, like Fastlane, just like a
Do
one.
you want Kofi to win the title at Fastlane or at WrestleMania?
So there you go.
But if history has proven anything, let's talk about Booker T and Triple H. No, I'm just kidding.
No,
not saying.
yeah.
But no, seriously.
I mean, you're not wrong.
But
Five
seriously,
time.
what
Five
it
time.
really comes down to, it's crazy because I had never really thought of Kofi in that way until Mustafa Ali was not in the Elimination Chamber, and then Kofi had that great. It's one of those things where you almost forget that Kofi's such a staple of the roster.
Yeah, for
and
sure.
to me, it's like, man, not even somebody that's cheering him on. I know Johnny probably is cheering on because he's a black dude that could be the first black world champion, right?
New Day rocks.
To me, honestly, it's more so about this dude's had a tenure for 11 or for however many years and hasn't even been close to that. Are you kidding me? He has the talent. He has the talent, all the talent in the world to do that.
And one time he had the opportunity, but what stopped it? Backstage politics of Randy Orton.
Yeah.
That whole moment in the ring was like, stupid, because he missed that one spot.
Yeah.
And Randy Orton shut this down. But I agree with you, Joe, but the main thing I'm loving right now, thanks to AEW, we've seen a lot of stuff start to change with WWE. For the first time, we see them straight up listening to their fan base. They see people are behind Kofi, so they're booking it to make Kofi a super face right now.
Right.
So, again, I'm a fan of what's going on.
So I think that's actually a good point you bring up with AEW kind of, and I've seen a lot of people online, and I guess I'll pose this question to you guys. Do you think a company like AEW that has, let's just be realistic here, I'm not trying to throw any shade, has run one show and has a bunch of T-shirts, do you think Vince McMahon is like listening to other people now? Like we see Kofi and we see Kevin Owens and we see a lot of other people coming into Rising Up, Finn Balor, stuff like that. Do you think he is scared?
Yes, and I'll tell you the reason why. I'll tell you the exact reason why. I would be hashtag show's version of Cody Rhodes. Fair to say?
True, I agree.
I will say this, is that once you start creating something that's outside of what people are comfortable with, it makes people take notice, and it makes them immediately afraid of what you're doing.
The piggyback.
I would definitely say that Vince McMahon, I wouldn't say Vince McMahon so much. The people that are really running WWE, I don't think that's Vince McMahon right now. I think it's the Triple H and a lot of other people. But those people are taking notice to what is actually happening in the wrestling world.
Like,
I mean-
go ahead, Kev. I'll go
Well,
ahead.
I was just going to point out that there was that guy in the front row, and we heard stories. They're making people take shirts off. Yeah, maybe. But there's
Yeah.
that video, and if the security guy's like, listen, I don't know. It's not my pay grade. I need you to
Yeah.
take your shirt. Guy's wearing an AEW shirt in the front row. It shouldn't be a big deal. During the Monday Night Wars, they had the shirts on all the time.
yeah.
I mean, and to piggyback off you guys' points, the honestly thing, this is like the best thing about capitalism. it breeds competition. Because
Yeah.
here's the thing, let's be honest. The Attitude Era came about because WCW was around and they pushed Vince McMahon and his entire team to be creative to make sure they won the Monday Night Wars. With AEW not even having a television deal yet, not even being on the air yet, it has scared them to step their game up. And so honestly, if they keep this up come September, if they can keep the steam rolling, we can see some of the best era of wrestling we've seen in a long time.
Yeah, which I am all for.
And the wrestlers love the fact that there's an option.
One thing that we haven't talked about, you, me, and Johnny have, but Kevin, you've been gone for a long time. I'm very curious because I've never talked to you about this personally. Talk to me about the rise of Becky Lynch because that's something we haven't talked about yet. I want to hear your opinion on it.
Well, I think it's fantastic. I mean,
Becky,
she's great,
Becky.
and she was the fourth horsewoman that there we go, Becky 316. She was the fourth horsewoman that people were like, she's a good gal. Yeah. That was about it. Yeah. And just like Ronda Rousey tweeted out today and poking fun at her, showing the video of her showing up at NXT and doing the Irish jig, the music. And she's come a long way, baby, as they say.
I have
yes, it's 100% real.
I have heard that Rhonda has worked herself into a shoot, like straight up, and people are like, "You need to calm down." I have read that. So
I hope not.
I think Ronda got sensitive about that comment about her husband.
Yes.
She was like, after calling out about the arm bar, was like,
Yeah.
are you really trying to call out her arm bar? Which you literally showed a photo of you tapping to right now. It's just like, this makes no sense right now. So, she seems legit worked up.
And she said fake, too, which is...
You know what? I don't believe it. I know that they see each other at least once a week, and they sit around, and they're like, all right, what are we going to do?
There's a lot of people I see once a week, and I tweet the fuck out of them about how I hate them. With that being said, though,
This is true.
That being said, NXT is now an established third brand of WWE. Do you think that they're making the NXT superstars a part of an actual draft, the way that we have the NFL or NBA or Major League Baseball?
Well, what do you mean actual draft?
Well, before we always had the shakeups, which were the drafts where we could take people from different rosters. But do you think this is actually going to be a draft where it's going to be like, okay, Raw gets Tomaso Champa, we're going to trade you a trade for two superstars that are on our roster?
I mean, are you just asking if they're going to pull from NXT?
Well, I mean, more so than that because we've already been prepping for the people that are on NXT. Right now, we've been promoted with 8 of them, or 9 of them actually. Right. But with that being said, do you think that we're going to start making this an actual draft like sports does?
I think what, and correct me if I'm wrong, I think what he's saying is, will we have whoever is in charge of Raw, whoever is in charge of SmackDown, and William Regal drafting? Yes.
Are you talking about in kayfabe?
Yeah,
Yes, in kayfabe.
Okay, well, okay. I didn't know that's where I was very confused.
It's not a real draft, but the kayfabe.
I think it'd be great. I'd love it. They should do it. Absolutely.
They should.
With their stats, like former NXT champion.
But
yes, they should.
But I think the draft will be a little bit differently this time. Because in the past, we know, for example, the WWE doesn't like couples. So they've taken couples and put couples on different shows.
Split them up.
They broke up the club. AJ Styles and Anderson and Gallows travel all around together. They broke those guys up. I think they're going to be a little bit more tactical about doing this now because...
Well, they want to keep people happy now.
Exactly. And then not only that, though, but they have to kind of keep the chemistry going as well. So I think that when we see this next shakeup, it will be a shakeup or a draft, but some things will be a little more predictable as well, and they're going to get the input of the wrestlers at the same time.
Okay, here's a question. If you guys were all let's say we're all Raw, and we have the first draft pick, who is your first draft pick from the people that we've seen in NXT? I will say mine. My first draft pick would be Ricochet.
No, isn't he already on SmackDown or something though?
He's on both of them. So I think you're just saying you would have him on Raw.
He's my number one draft pick.
I mean, this is a little biased of me, but I have been a huge Johnny Gargano fan for probably 10 years. So he would be my number one. I think he is amazing, and he would be great on the main roster.
I would. My first would be Ricochet, but if we're playing real rules and if Ricochet's taken,
No, not real rules. That's fine. You can say Ricochet.
tell you what.
So he's like our first draft pick overall right now, so far.
But Velveteen Dream,
No,
dude.
he's not in the
Oh boy!
What do you mean he's not an
Oh,
option?
have you not heard this? Here we go.
Fuck him, by the way, he's an asshole. But
What?
more so
What?
that
I haven't heard your.
I'm not gonna talk about this moron. But I will say this: he's not an option right now because he's not being promoted on those brands. It's the people that have been promoted.
Just the people who've already been.
Right.
Okay, so you're saying out of heavy machinery, EC3, Lars Sullivan, Lacey Evans,
The bar is so low.
and then DIY and Aleister Black and Ricochet. I know.
Okay,
you
well,
can
Ricochet, absolutely Ricochet. Also, I don't see it in EC3. I just don't.
I'm with you on that.
I mean,
with
we
you
don't
as well.
see it at all.
Like,
They don't even show him on
here's the
TV.
thing.
so.
During that NXT ladder match, he had some great moments, but again, that overall match was great. But individually, I haven't seen that much from him yet.
No, I'm
But
with
what-
Kevin on this.
But here's the thing. Can I get my draft pick really quickly? Yeah. Here's the thing. I'm going to keep it 100. Again, if I could draft that Velveteen Dream, I would. But the thing about it is, though, I would draft.
Besides, he's an asshole, but
I would draft Johnny Gargano, but not to Raw, not to SmackDown, the fucking 205 Live. Here's the thing. If we're gonna-
Because you don't want him to be seen by
here's the thing.
people.
so
If we're
you
gonna
don't
keep-
you don't want to see him be in the WWE for the rest of the year. Yeah.
Here's the thing. If we're going to keep that damn show on the air, we need people to start watching it.
No,
And here's the thing,
listen,
though. If we put him and Ciampa on there,
No,
if their storyline
I
continues
think
there,
I think
people
what
would watch it.
205 Live needs is Rey Mysterio to kick it off.
All right, listen. We
I've
need.
said this before.
I don't. I know
It's
you're
Mysterio
hosting, and
and
I
Jeff Hardy.
apologize. I don't think we can go any further without you telling your goddamn Velveteen Dream story.
I told it last week. Do you not watch the show, Kevin? After you left, you
Was
didn't watch
I on the show?
All right.
No. Why would I watch it?
Listen,
I'm a very busy guy.
I was at the Performance Center not too long ago. Hung out with a lot of.
If they've already heard it, give me the Cribs Notes version. We don't have to
I was
do
at
it.
the Performance Center and I had a great interactions. By the way, Rhea Ripley, I'll be talking to you later. But no, she's great. She's my boo. But I will say this: the one asshole that was there, the one that was the complete dickhead, was Velveteen Dream.
What did he do?
I literally talked to every single one of those guys and got a picture. Like, we just had small talk. I was like, yo, could we let's do a picture? He's like, no, thank you. Literally, it was him and Tomaso Champa together. Tomaso was fine. Everybody was fine. Aleister Black was fine, and he was like, no, thank you, and he walked off. And I was like, oh, cool. It doesn't matter. The fact is, you're an asshole.
Okay.
Okay, wait.
Okay, so just to confirm.
Wait. All right, you want to go first or should I go first? Go ahead.
So,
Okay, so here's the thing.
reactions
Joe,
to that story.
I can totally understand that. Because again, I can understand why you're upset. But at the same time, though, he did say no thank you. He might have been having a bad day. At the same time, though, he literally saw 4 people that he was in a match with.
It was literally called the NXT Performance Center Media Day.
He was probably something bad might have happened to him. And he literally saw all 4 of those guys.
No.
They called the Raw. And, he might
And
be
by
saying to
the
himself,
way, he was late. I'm just gonna call him. Hey, it's a
He
fact.
was late to not take a picture with me.
No,
He's an
he
asshole.
was
Why would
late.
he be pissed
He
about
was
not-
late. No. He was late. The fact is, I saw everybody. I saw Aleister Black training hard.
I'll tell you this
I
right
saw
now.
Sasha Banks on a fucking.
I think,
I'll give it to you. Sasha Banks was like, everyone was like, well, Sasha, could we do interviews with Sasha? And they were like, no, she doesn't want to do interviews. That's fine. But we saw her working hard. This motherfucker didn't show up until 4 o'clock in the afternoon when everybody was already depleted.
I'll
and
say
working
this.
hard.
I'll say this. His gimmick is being Prince, and I think you got straight up motherfucking Prince.
Yep. He was
Hey,
a character,
well,
Joe.
I think you
He
got
should've
straight
said,
up.
Thank you.
I think you got straight up. We wish you best on your future endeavors.
Oh, I wish they would.
Heavens
I
to
wish
Betsy.
they would. If they said future endeavors, the Velveteen Dream, he would like, deuces. He would go to AEW called Purple Smoke.
But you
and
know
would
who's
totally
better?
fine.
That's fine. But you know who's better than him in AEW? The gay wrestler. Who's that one dude that's
He's
on
so
AEW
much better
right
if
now?
you remember his name.
I don't know his name. Oh, do you know his name?
I just
All
know,
right, then.
I just know
Am I saying he's
Velveteen.
better? Oh, no, Velveteen Dream's name.
Velveteen Dream is
And
gonna.
that's not his name, actually.
He's gonna watch. Someone's gonna send this to him tonight.
I hope
and
it
he's
does.
gonna watch
Hey,
it. He's gonna
go fuck yourself,
oh,
Velveteen Dream.
Purple
Hashtag
Smoke.
Joe
Purple
doesn't
Smoke.
like me?
Purple Smoke.
What am I going to do?
By the way, Velveteen Dream, I'll be at WrestleMania. Will you? Probably not. Another thing too,
What
Velveteen
are you
Dream.
talking about? He'll be on the NXT TakeOver.
We'll see about that.
Oh my God, are you good?
Velveteen Dream just went up 20 points in my last 10
Sonny
minutes.
Kiss is who you're thinking of, and Sonny Kiss is a fantastic wrestler.
Sonny gets better than Velveteen Dream.
Sure. I don't know about that. Well, okay, so we're talking about NXT. Let's talk about the NXT champion, Tomaso Champa. Now, we talked about how he was on TV. He was tagging with Johnny Gargano. They were just beating everybody. And then they were mysteriously gone from TV this week, even though Gargano was supposed to face Cesaro in a one-on-one match on SmackDown, and that got canceled.
So,
because Ciampa hurt his knee the week before, and now this could be huge implications for NXT TakeOver, which I don't know if everyone's up on spoilers. I think I alluded to it last week. That would be huge, and that would probably take away from a storyline that needs to have a blow-off soon. And it has implications for Johnny Gargano on SmackDown and Raw because now he has mysteriously disappeared from TV too.
well, so I agree with you. They did say, though, that their plan was just have to make an appearance because apparently Trips really wants to finish that storyline in NXT because I agree with you. Because they weren't there, I watched NXT this week, and they're continuing set up that storyline because apparently they're supposed to enter the Dusty Rhodes tournament.
They are
together.
entering the Dusty Rhodes Classic.
But that injury does worry me as well because that storyline, like the payoff to this storyline, could literally be on the level of Golden Lovers type stuff.
Oh, jeez. So I will tell you, they have filmed basically the entire Dusty Rhodes tournament, so you don't have to worry about that storyline up until that point. But I'm talking about they do pay off where we're going at the end of that, and I would be so upset if we did not get that payoff for. So do you think I think it's good that they're holding him off TV. Like he's not on any events. He's just hanging out because they said the knee injury is not good. So
I think I saw it happen. It was in that match that he had with Cesaro.
On SmackDown.
Yeah, he came down on it, and then I remember him like rolling out the ring and everyone watching him. I was like, oh, this is bad. This is really bad. But this is low-key the good thing about NXT, filming so much stuff far in advance, he can take some time. And depending on how this injury is, though, because, again, as fans of like multiple sports, as you guys know, MMA, basketball, depending on the injury, you can be back anywhere from a week, 2 weeks, sometimes a year. Yeah. But, again, though, hopefully the knee injury isn't that bad, but he does have time to heal.
I was always really confused with Johnny turning heel. It just never seemed right to me.
Weird.
And
it was super weird.
I appreciated that he didn't go like Sting.
They
Remember when
needed
Sting
somebody-
and Goldberg turned heel? Yeah. And they were like, I guess I'm a bad guy now. Yeah. He's really going for it. It just never really worked for me. But and I don't even know, is he supposed to be a good guy or a bad guy on SmackDown and Raw? I don't know. It's very confusing. But I do want him to be full-fledged good guy for his blow-off with Ciampa.
Yes. Yeah. And apparently the prediction is by the end of potential spoilers.
Hold the mic up to your mouth.
No. So the thing about this, potential spoilers, is that at the end of the Dusty Rhodes Classic, Johnny will be face again, going against Ciampa for the championship, and NXT TakeOver for the belt as a face. So potentially that's where they're supposed to be going.
that's where we're going right now. That's where we're headed. So
Something I know about John Pingle here, because we talk about this every week. If you're a wrestler based on your personality, who would you be?
if you were a wrestler based on your personality, who would you be?
You said Taz.
I said Taz, but then it's like every week I think it's somebody else, so I don't know.
I think the same thing too, actually. But I've been pretty consistent. Now it's Cody.
I think I'd go Hot Rod. I think I'm Roddy Piper.
I like that. Johnny.
Xavier Woods.
All right, okay. And I'll stick with Taz, because why not? Or Bam Bam Bigelow.
And I'll stick with Cody.
Do you want to... Should we... let's look at this stream.
Wait.
Oh,
We can go outside.
Funny enough, I actually would never have said Cody if it wasn't for Johnny telling me you'd be Cody instead
Yeah, I
of
told him.
me.
Yeah, he's Cody. So you're saying, wait, we can go outside the WWE? Ooh. All right, I'm gonna stick with Zero. I can't remember his name right now. He was in the Bullet Club, had the owl gimmick, the Villain Club.
Marty Scurll.
Marty Scurll.
Marty Scurll. He is so dope. Marty's amazing. That whole gimmick of kick to the knee, bam, hit you in the face, trick you. It's so great.
And of course, the stream once again is saying that I would be the road dog. Yeah.
I see that.
Yeah.
I mean, I was thinking personality-wise. I
Yeah.
mean, I don't get a Taz vibe off of you personally.
Well, who would I be then, Kevin? Because I have no idea.
I don't know you all that well. You
All
see,
right.
there's not. I'd say Mick Foley because Mick Foley's just like really nice.
I said,
If we're really basing this on personality, I'd either be CM Punk or like off of real personality.
You see, now you're saying CM Punk because he's so cool and he don't care what people. It's like you're saying what people want people to think you look like.
No,
when
no,
you're
no.
actually,
Have you heard me on streams, Kevin?
he does drive the occasional pipe bomb.
I am pretty controversial. I feel, I mean, I go to the line just enough. If we're going based on real personality, I would say CM Punk. I understand why everybody would say Cody now at this point in my life, though.
Do we have any
This
questions
fucking
from the
guy.
stream? Any questions on the stream?
Matthew Retzik says Road Dogg would be John if went off of looks. He also says, hey, Joe, do you think Cena would be a 17-time world champ?
That's a good question. So, do we think if and when John Cena comes back, he will get that? He will break that record, that Ric Flair record.
I've been one of those guys over the years who've been like, I'm fine with John Cena being around, just keep him out of the title picture. Having said that, before all this Kofi stuff happened, I thought he was the perfect guy to take care of Daniel Bryan.
Oh, interesting. Okay.
Yes, Daniel Bryan's doing a great job as a bad guy, and John
Fickle.
Cena is a good
Fickle.
guy. It would have worked for me.
100% I'm for Kofi Mania. 1,000%.
Well, that's what I said before
Yeah,
that,
but-
you darn
yeah, but-
bastard.
yeah,
Pay
but-
attention to my words.
But before.
Well, it's really hard when you're putting me in a sleeper hold with your words. The fact of the matter
I'm
is
very
this.
boring. That's all people tell me. All people tell me is how boring I am.
Fact of the matter is this. Kofi Mania.
Yes, man. I'm
Is a
totally
thing.
fucking down.
No, he agrees.
Wait,
He
wait.
agrees with you. He's saying before the whole Kofi Mania
wait.
thing.
So go
came
back to the
about.
question at hand. Will John Cena come back and be the title race? No, they don't need him to be right now.
Okay.
But will he be 17-time champion someday? Yes, he will. Because they've been teasing that, alluding to it. They're going to do it when the time is right for storyline reasons and
Yeah.
whatnot. And again, because he's been the company man he asked for like all these years, they're definitely going to give him that title.
Yeah, they'll let him
And-
break that record.
And,
I 100%.
and the real thing
agree
about it is,
that.
let's be honest, it's not really a record because Flair really won it like 20 plus times.
Right.
So I mean, we all know Ric Flair is still going to hold it.
Look how I captivated you morons' attention with my holding of a microphone. Fact is this, listen, when we're in you and I, or maybe even Johnny too, when we're in Las Vegas for AEW. We're switching gears. When we're in Las Vegas for AEW, what is the thing that you absolutely want to see, but what's the thing that you don't want to be disappointed by?
Oh, picture with Virgil for $20.
Ooh, you want a picture with Virgil for
For
$20?
No, I'm joking. Seriously.
So what is the thing that I really want to see?
Are you talking about in the as a wrestling match?
Yeah, in that event.
I mean, for me, it's Pac versus Hangman Page. I think that's going to steal the show. I think
the Lucha Bros and
Lucha Bros and Young Bucks is going to be great too. For me, and I think this is just every time we talk about AEW, what do I want to see with AEW? Just show me a graphic with when your fucking show's going to be on.
Here's a better question. Who is CM Punk wrestling at AEW? Or not CM Punk. Who is Cody Rhodes wrestling at AEW?
I think he's wrestling his brother. I think he's wrestling Dustin Rhodes.
That'd be cool.
That's who I think it is. I mean, if it was CM Punk, that would be huge. But I don't. We talk about people being jaded. I don't think he's coming back. That's just me. I would love to see him come back, but I don't think it's him. I think it's going to be his older brother.
The one thing I really want to see, because let's be honest though, for the past like 6 months of wrestling, the thing that's kept me like entertained has been the women's division in WWE. But AEW's women's division is still kind of underdeveloped right now. So I'm hoping by the time this rolls around, they're able to like build their women's division because honestly, it's one of the hottest things in wrestling right now. And so I want to see what they're going to do with that, who they're going to bring in, how they're going to build that up.
Right.
And honestly, I want to see if they take any like former WWE talent. Like Emma's on the market right now. Emma's talented as hell. They
Is
can
she?
pick her up.
She's
Emma?
she's with Ring of Honor. So
Oh yeah, I forgot.
yeah, so she's with Ring of Honor. They just signed. I think it's Presley, Brie Presley. She's a British wrestler. So, I mean, they're still signing people as they go on. They should just sign Aja Khan to a deal and just call it a day. They're going to have her at a match there. That's going to be fun. But, I mean, I need to see that TV deal. Just show me the TNT logo. Show it to me. I don't care. Like, that's what I need to see. And I'm going to keep talking about that until probably August when they actually announce it.
You know, honestly, though, because I was thinking about this today, because I was just like rewatching some stuff, documentary about the WCW wars and whatnot. I kind of have a feeling that when they get this TV deal, I think they're not going to compete with Raw. I think they're going to try to compete with SmackDown.
No, they I believe that they coined already their first thing. It was something like
Tuesday Night Dynamite.
Tuesday Night Dynamite. Yeah, that's
They are
right.
going to try to
But
compete
I
with
don't
Raw.
think-
No, it's because SmackDown's moving to Fridays though on Fox, so they're gonna have Tuesdays free. And it's just a smarter idea than what TNA tried to do
Yeah.
a few years ago, back in 2008, I believe.
Do you remember that?
Yeah,
do remember
yeah.
that.
Unfortunately, I do. But I understand what they were trying to go for, but they didn't have the clout to do that.
Not
That's
enough
fine.
Hogan, brother. They just needed more Hogan.
I'll be honest with you, AJ Styles and Rob Van Dam as a main event's a pretty good one, though. But with that being said, I feel that with AEW, they're trying to make their own niche. I feel like this is going to be almost a mixture, a hybrid, if you will, of MMA and wrestling, pro wrestling, because as AEW said, wins and losses count here.
That's great.
And there's a ranking system here. And I think that has that MMA style to it. But I think that's almost taken from a lot of those guys that were in the Bullet Club, that New Japan style of like, I'm sure that you guys watch New Japan style of the whole tournaments and stuff that people would get shots championships. I feel like we're on that verge.
I agree. I think, yeah, I 100% agree. So I think we're good here. Does anyone else have anything they?
I would like to point out the latest rumor for the WWE Hall of Fame, and I'm looking at Junior right now. Brutus the Barber Beefcake.
Brutus,
about
the
this.
fucking barber beefcake. Are you kidding me
Brutus.
right now?
John, you don't know this. When I was a kid, Brutus was my hero.
Oh yeah.
Yes.
I mean, he should have been Intercontinental Champion.
As time grew on, I learned how terrible of a wrestler he was.
I mean, the Dream Team. It was him and Greg the Hammer Valentine.
But
Come
when
on.
I was 16, 17 years
Yeah.
old, hilarious.
So you're happy. You're happy about it.
Nostalgically, I'm
yeah,
very
that's
happy.
fine. That's fine. I'm fine with that. But I mean, there's like a million other people that should probably go in before him. But
Fair enough.
Final thought before we leave. Can we just say that R-Truth has low-key been amazing lately?
R-Truth has been killing it
He
lately.
is killing it. That whole, when I was a kid, my hero was John Cena. And then low-key going through like John Cena's like 5 moves of doom. I'm like, this is amazing.
It's
He's
good
getting
stuff.
it over better than Cena can right now.
So he's doing the whole U.S. Open challenge, and it's just great stuff.
Kevin, there's a comment. Kevin says, fuck the fuck old time moment.
Who deserves it? Who would really upset me right now?
For me, it's Velveteen Dream, but who's your fuck the fuck?
I mean, I just what is something horrible that has really been frustrating in the last professional wrestling idea?
been really good lately, so I can't.
Yeah, I can't think of anything.
The people that doubt Roman Reigns right now?
No.
You know what? All the cancer deniers, fuck the fuck off. It happened. Roll with it.
Perfect. All right. So I think that's it for us this week. This has been fun, guys. This is a lot bigger setup than we have. We'd be so scrunched back up over at the comic store. But you can find... Where can the people find you, Joe?
That hashtag Joe on all social media.
I'm at Kevin Kittredge on Twitter and Instagram.
You can find me at JohnnyP313 on Instagram, Twitter, and on Gumroad, where I sell my comics Broken and Elvish.
And you can find me on all social medias at JP Thrice. I have a weekly wrestling podcast called Tornado Tag Radio. We talk about 205 Live, NXT, and NXT UK. So we're trying to switch it up. Oh, and we do a classic match, and we've been on a Japan kick right now. So it's a lot of fun. That#show.com. And I still don't know the sign-off.
And thanks.
Wait, before you guys go.
Thanks to Scum and Villainy for hosting.
Yeah,
This is
Scum
very
and
fun,
Villainy
very
here at the
exciting.
Scum and
Cantina.
Villainy!
Real quick question before we go. We said current wrestlers that would be.
Oh,
what are
they're-
past wrestlers that would? You said Roddy Piper, but past wrestlers.
They're pulling out the owner right now.
Oh boy.
Hey, here's the man himself, JC,
Yes,
the
hello.
owner of Scum and Villainy.
JC from Scum and Villainy. Hey, talk to the people a little bit about why this is one of the coolest geek bars. Well, it is the coolest geek bar in the world.
He's not on. You got to
I think
scooch
this
over,
is the
Joe.
coolest geek bar.
I'm gonna let you take my
Scooch
seat. Hold
over.
on. I'm gonna take-
This is the coolest geek bar because it is designed, run, and inhabited by real geeks. People who eat and breathe this stuff, and it's immersive.
Preach.
Meaning you walk in off Hollywood Boulevard into another world, into another planet. And there aren't very many bars like that where you can disappear, you can leave your real world troubles at the door and show up as Steve likes to say, a plastic spaceman, and pretend you're somewhere else while you're eating and drinking.
Dope.
Love it.
Thank you.
And as someone who has worked on Hollywood Boulevard for a long time, walking in here, I don't know that I am on Hollywood Boulevard anymore.
That's a really strange sentence when you don't put it in context.
Yes,
you
it
don't
is.
know where you were
Yes,
doing on
it
Hollywood
is.
Boulevard.
And you'll never know. That's it for us this week, guys. We'll catch you later.